remember these days. Good to see you guys.
Hey, Kobe, for somebody that's been obsessed with the greats of the game since you were a kid, you're about to watch your jerseys go up into the rafters. Can you just put into words what legacy means to you?
Well, it's hard to put into words. I think it's, growing up and watching all these great players
Kobe
play
over to your left.
And learning so much from them. I remember these days to now be a part. Good to see you guys of that wall.
Hey, Kobe, for somebody that's been
means
obsessed with
everything
the
to
greats
me.
of the
And
game,
I think
since you were
legacy
a
is really
kid,
important. In
You're
the
about
sense
to watch your jerseys go up into the
what
rafters.
we've
Can
done
you just put into words what legacy
is awesome. But I think what's more important for a legacy is how that affects the next generation to come. And, for the jerseys that are hanging in the rafters now, the impact that they've had on me, which led to us being in this moment here and now. And I think that's the true mark of a legacy, is how well it impacts the next generation.
Kobe, el mensaje que le das tú a las generaciones de jugadores por venir, tu mensaje para aquellos que sueñan ser como tú.
Tienes que haber un sueño que es más grande. Tienes que trabajar cada día para ese sueño. Y más importante que esto, vas a ser personas que no creen en tu sueño. Te lo leen cada día que no es posible que tú lo que hace realidad. Tú lo tienes que escucharlos, usarlo para motivación.
Bill? Hey, Kobe, over here. So driving in today, I'm sure you saw the crowd of people outside. All these people, and you're not even playing tonight. I mean, you've been retired. The effect you have on this city, are you ever in all of that, or is that something that you can feel?
It's weird, man. It's because growing up, I just want to play basketball. You know what I mean? And then wanted to win championships. I wanted to be regarded as one of the greats, and all this stuff that was very internally driven, individually driven. And as you get older, and as I sit here now, I come to realize that it's really not about those things. Those things carry a greater significance to them. And it's how well can you affect or impact others, not from the sense of fandom or whatever the case may be, but it's through your actions, through your behavior, through your commitment to the game. How can that inspire people to be as committed in whatever field that they're choosing to be a part of? And that's where I think the connection that we have, and we fed off of that energy. I fed off their energy for many, many years, and I think that's the reaction you're seeing.
Ted Sobel, on the right.
Hi, go over here. Good to see you again. I remember the first day you walked into the Forum, and I'm thinking that little kid right now is still inside of you somewhere. Can you go back there and think about even imagining that this has happened, and just the emotions of dealing with all these accolades? And at the same time, have you had a chance to look outside yet and see what's going on in Kobe Land?
I haven't had a chance to look outside and see it. I mean, I saw it driving in, and what? You know what I mean? It's kind of like, and then secondly, I can remember back to being a kid, because that child inside of me has never left. All the years I've been playing here, that child inside of me has never left. And one of the first things I did when I walked into the Forum, when the lights were down, it was dimly lit. I looked up and looked at all the jerseys that were up there, because I'd seen them many times on videotapes before. And before every game, I made it a point to kind of glance up there and remind me of what I'm playing for, how I got here, and what it is that we're representing.
Appreciate all of this as you evolve as a person.
Well, the appreciation comes in moments, comes in increments. Like you go through a moment in time and you realize that you're going way too fast. And you don't really get a chance to appreciate everything that's happening. So you take a beat and you appreciate it. But the reality is you can't stay there. You know what I mean? Because then you can't ever grow and evolve, right? So there's moments of appreciation, and then you have to move on and focus with your head down on what comes next, and then come up for air every now and then.
Second row in the center.
Bobby, ciao.
Ciao.
Fra tutte le emozioni della tua carriera, draft, titoli, questa come la classifichi? Ci hai pensato questa mattina?
No, non ho pensato molto, perché volevo rimanere in questo momento. Quando adesso come mi sento in pace, mi sento orgoglioso di quello tutto che ho fatto qui con i Lakers, però dentro di me a pace.
Mark Medina.
Klay Thompson doing stuff with Body Armor and Kevin Durant doing stuff with Nike. What kind of business perspectives have you offered any of those guys?
Well, I mean, just to be a part of brands that you believe in, that you believe share the same core values as you, and then everything else tends to fall in place. But you got to find a connection with brands and what they represent and what you represent, what you want to stand for, and then everything else takes care of itself. Well, I thought it's pretty obvious why there's not a Gatorade bottle here right now. They had their time.
Right there, Mark.
Kobe, we watched you in the middle.
I can never get this right. I was like, you know what? I'm going to figure it out finally. Okay, go ahead.
We might give you a pass today. We watched you obsess over basketball your whole life, 20 years. And I think some people wondered, what would his life be like without basketball in it every day? So tell us how you're coping.
You know what? It's I had a lot of players and former players coming to me the last year, like genuinely concerned. Like, are you going to be okay? Like, yeah, I'm gonna be all right. And they said, listen, it's gonna be progressive, right? The first week, it's gonna be serious state of depression. Second week, you're gonna be angry. Third week, you're gonna start coming around. You're gonna have a level of acceptance. I'm like, what the fuck? No, I'm good. Like, I'm good. And I think the most important thing is finding what it is that you love to do. That's the hardest part. And it took work. Like, basketball was born to play. But the second phase, what we're doing, it took a lot of work, a lot of soul searching, a lot of investigating and trying things out. But when you find what it is that you love to do, then you wake up every morning with a sense of purpose. So my life has been great. I mean, I fell into a great routine. I work out 5 o'clock every morning, take the kids to school, get some breakfast with my wife, go to the office, work there, pick the kids up. And then from there, it's just, volleyball here, basketball here, soccer there. You know what I mean? And that's my routine.
Kobe, what process did you go through in writing your speech? And I assume you might have talked to some people or whatnot.
What speech?
Halftime.
I didn't write a speech.
It's all off the top of your head.
I didn't write a speech.
And also, as far as how often do you come out back
you
here?
got me thinking about what the hell I'm going to say. I literally got to repeat that. I literally didn't hear a damn thing you just said right now. I was completely thinking about what I was going to say. Go ahead.
How did you work on your speech for halftime? What did you do?
I was doing it while you were asking the question.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess you just kind of sit in the moment, and then you let whatever's inside of me at that moment just come forward. And I think preparing for stuff like this it's not really true to form. You just kind of got to sit in the moment, absorb it, and then whatever comes out, comes out.
Hey, Gobi, last time you were here, you had just scored 60, your final game after playing 20 years. Tonight you're strolling in with literally a stroller through the tunnel. So what's going through your mind? The first thing you're thinking about as you're walking through again?
I hope all these cameras that are flashing do not wake up Bianca. This kid's got a lot of energy, man. I'm trying to, my biggest concern of the night is she going to be able to sit there for the duration of the game, or is she going to try to run out into the court? Because she does not like sitting down for too long. So that is my biggest challenge of the evening. But I mean, I feel great. I'm very proud to come in here with my family. I'm proud that Bianca gets a chance to be in this environment, although she won't really remember anything of it. It feels good as a father to be able to have my family come in and share this night with. So.
Kobe, aquí una en español. En pocas palabras, ¿cuál es el legado de Kobe Bryant?
Un jugador que tiene un sueño, él trabaja cada día, y que finalmente el sueño es realizado. Así.
Kobe, you came into the league the same time roughly that Iverson came in, but you came came at basketball from very different places, but the impact was similar. And I wonder if you've thought about the impact that you and he had in that kind of post-Jordan, pre-LeBron era where the game was really kind of floundering and needed somebody to kind of show the way.
Yeah, well, I remember when we came in, I mean, we were the draft that was full of a bunch of misfits. Like, this is everything that is wrong with the game. You know what I mean? One, Iverson, he does not fit the mold. He is not marketable, this whole thing. And then you got a kid that you need to burp before every practice because he's so young, so we were kind of the misfits of it all. But inside of us, we just had a passion to play. All of us. I mean, Ray too. I mean, we all just had a passion. Steve, passion for the game. And, that superseded everything. And so eventually things balanced out and, the fans began to see us for who we were and what we came to be. But yeah, AI and I had definitely a significant impact on culture. It was fun competing against him.
Kobe, you've obviously wanted to be the best player. What do you think about now when you hear the comparisons? Kobe, Michael, Kobe, LeBron, things like that.
I don't. One thing about me is I'm only going to care about something that I know I can definitively win. If it's not something I can definitively win, I'm not going to pay attention to it. So if there's an argument that's happening, that argument is never going to go anywhere. Everybody's going to argue it till they're blue in the face. So why would I think about it? You know what I mean? If we're playing ping pong and I know I can beat you in ping pong, I'm going to beat you in ping pong. I'm going to think about that. That's a definitive thing. So I don't think about that much.
Hey, Kobe. Everyone is talking about who was a better Kobe, number 8 or number 24. I really want your answer. Thank you.
Well, it depends. If 8's playing 24 after he just ruptured his Achilles, then it's a problem for 24. You know what I mean? If 24 is playing his 8 when he tore his shoulder, and it's a problem for number 8. So it's just, depends.
Kobe, dos preguntas. La primera, ¿cómo es tu vida después del baloncesto? La segunda, ¿cómo estás viviendo esta noche?
La vida ahora es muy linda porque estoy con familia cada día, escuela, mirando cómo juegan sports después de escuela y cenar con mi esposa, todas las cosas que antes que me retiro no podía hacer. Y esta noche soy a paz, porque estoy aquí con familia y tengo que hablar a vosotros. Pero eso es una cosa que por una noche lo puedo hacer, ¿no? No, soy muy feliz.
Kobe Anthony Gilbert, Hoop Magazine, NBA.com. My question for you is, when you talked about looking up at the numbers, the retired jerseys, you saw Will Chamberlain. You're from Philadelphia, even though you pretty much grew up most of your life out here. What does a night like tonight to be the only player to have 2 jerseys retired? What does that mean to your hometown and to your family?
Well, I mean, that's, the attitude that I play with, the temperament, the competitiveness, the trash talking, all comes from there. I mean, that summer spending long days at Tustin, and playing across from Overbrook where Will Chamberlain did his thing. You know what I mean? So it all comes from there. So I'm really happy to be representing that at that level, and to have 2 Philly boys with their jerseys hanging up there is pretty awesome. I should be getting free water ice every time I come down there, by the way. Word.
Not just the U.S., but the world is watching. And we know you just announced plans for the first NBA school in China. What kind of legacy you want to leave in China and also across the world? And also, I'm curious, do you still sometimes wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Well, I wake up at 4 every morning. It's just I don't know. I don't know. I just wake up at 4 and I got nothing to do. So I might as well work out. Might as well write. Might as well do the things that I need to do. So, and in terms of going forward, it's about educating. It's about teaching. It's about teaching the game. It's about teaching, the game within the game. And a lot of that is emotionally driven. You can teach fundamentals. You can teach footwork. You can teach basics. But we also have to teach, that goes hand in hand with that, is how to deal with anxiety, how to deal with pressure, how to understand how to quiet the ego, all those little inner battles that take place. We have to be able to teach that as well through sport. And then through sport, hopefully, we can have children grow up to be outstanding citizens.
Andy? Kobe, you talked a little bit earlier about some of the younger players. Over the course of 20 years, you kind of condition the city not just about success, but also in a very specific way how it's supposed to be done. What challenge do you think following you creates for whoever it might be coming next to kind of fill that role?
Well, I mean, it's a challenge, but isn't that what we're here for? You know what I mean? I don't think it's something that needs to be viewed from a broad lens. I think it's your job to do that. I think it's the fans' job to do that. But for players, for Kuz, for Lonzo, for Ingram, for the guys, they just look at it day by day. That's all. How do I get better today? How can I do better today than I did yesterday? You look at it in incremental steps. And then when you do that, you wind up forging your own legacy that you'll look back years from now and everybody will marvel and wonder at. But it's your job to look at the macro vision of it. It's the player's job to look at the micro steps to get there.
2 more questions. Bill?
Over here. Hey, I know you've answered this before. You got to give the answer. 8 or 20. If you had to retire one number, 8 or 24. If they do a statue of you out there, 8 or 24.
If you do a statue, you don't necessarily have to see the number anyway. If you do hair, I guess it's a dead giveaway. But I kind of go back and forth. But 8 has something that 24 will never, ever, 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 ever have, and that's the ability to grow hair. So it's honestly, it's tough. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I didn't understand your plight years ago, but now I certainly get it. It's really, really tough for me. I think 24 was more challenging, and I tend to gravitate to things that are harder to do. And physically for me, it was really, really hard to get up night in and night out, man. It was really, really, it's a grind. Taking on the Boston Celtics, having a bone fragment in my foot during that series, having a broken finger, and muscling through that back half of the career, some of the toughest stretches of basketball ever, man. And so I guess if you forced me to pick one, I'd probably go with 24 because of that.
Last question, center.
Kobe, you obviously there's this huge celebration for you today. You spent 2 decades here. This is kind of a celebration of your whole career. What you kind of talked about it before. What will it take for this franchise, you think, to kind of officially move on to the next chapter after Kobe?
Well, the thing about sports is that the chapters are coming whether you like them or not, right? Stories are being written now, right? New legacies are being created now. And I think for the players that are here now, like I said earlier, it's just to focus on the micro stuff, the day-to-day stuff. That's it, man. That's it. Just work on your game, right? The little details of it. How do you get better? Studying film. And then as time goes on, you'll look back at this beautiful thing that they've created. Right? But in the moment it's creating, you don't know. If you guys 15 years ago say Kobe Bryant would be sitting here giving advice to younger players in the NBA, you guys would be like, get the fuck, are you kidding me? This guy? No way. Right? And so you never know. You just go day by day. You appreciate each day as it comes. And that's what these players will do. And years from now, the fans will look up and say, man, they built the dynasty again. So.
All right. Thank you, everybody.